Have you ever stopped to think about how we got here? I mean, right here, right now, watching this video, connected through a web of likes, shares, and follows. The story of social media isn't just about technology. It's the story of us, of how we connect, and how that connection has been radically reshaped over just a few decades. So, let's rewind the clock and take a journey through the evolution of social media, from its humble beginnings to the AI-powered future that's just around the corner. Believe it or not, the roots of social media stretch back further than you might think, way before smartphones and even before most of us had internet at home. We're talking about the late 1970s and 80s, with the rise of bulletin board systems, or BBS. These were like digital community corkboards. You'd dial in with your computer and a noisy modem to leave messages, share files, and chat with others. It was slow, text-based, and felt like a secret club. Each BBS was its own little isolated island of community. This was the first spark, the idea that computers could be used not just for calculation, but for connection. Then, in 1997, something revolutionary appeared, 6degrees.com. This is widely considered the very first true social media site. Its premise was based on the 6 degrees of separation theory, the idea that everyone is connected to everyone else by 6 or fewer social links. For the first time, you could create a profile, list your friends, and browse your friends' friends. It sounds basic now, but back then, it was mind-blowing. 6 degrees was a bit ahead of its time. Internet infrastructure wasn't quite ready to support its vision, and it eventually fizzled out. But it planted a critical seed, the idea of mapping our real-world social networks onto the digital world. The new millennium brought with it a new wave of social experiments. The early 2000s were a wild west of online profiles. In 2002, Friendster burst onto the scene and became a phenomenon, especially in Asia. It took the 6 degrees model and polished it, making it more user-friendly and visually appealing. For a moment, Friendster was the king. It was the first social network to hit millions of users, and it introduced the concept of social circles and showcasing your network as a form of social currency. The problem was, its servers couldn't keep up. The site became slow and unreliable, creating a massive opening for a new challenger. And that challenger was MySpace. Launching in 2003, MySpace took everything Friendster did and turned it up to 11. It was all about customization and self-expression. You could choose your top 8 friends, a decision that caused real-world drama for teenagers everywhere. You could embed music on your page, choose custom backgrounds, and use glittery GIFs. It was loud, chaotic, and deeply personal. MySpace wasn't just a place to connect with friends. It was a digital extension of your bedroom wall, a canvas for your identity. For a solid 5 years, MySpace dominated youth culture. It was where bands were discovered, friendships were forged, and an entire generation learned to live their lives online. But as we were all busy coding our profiles, a quieter, more structured revolution was brewing on a college campus. In 2004, a Harvard-exclusive platform called the Facebook launched. Its approach was radically different from the flamboyant chaos of MySpace. It was clean, uniform, and, most importantly, it was built on the foundation of real identity. You used your real name and connected with people you actually knew. This shift from anonymous or stylized personas to authentic, real-world identity was the game changer. Initially limited to college students, it created an environment of trust and exclusivity. As it slowly opened up to more universities, then high schools, and finally, in 2006, to everyone, it carried that ethos with it. This was Facebook's secret weapon. Then came 2 innovations that would define the next era of the internet. First, in 2006, the news feed. Instead of having to visit each friend's profile individually to see what was new, Facebook brought all the updates directly to you in a single, endlessly scrolling stream. It was brilliant, and at first, users hated it. It felt like a violation of privacy. But we quickly adapted. The newsfeed created a passive way to keep up with hundreds of people, making social networking an ambient, ever-present part of our lives. The second major innovation landed in 2009, the like button. It's hard to overstate the impact of this simple feature. Before the like button, the only way to engage with a post was to leave a comment, which required effort. The like button provided a one-click, frictionless way to acknowledge content, to give a little nod of approval. It became a new form of social currency, a tiny dopamine hit for both the giver and the receiver. The combination of real identity, the news feed, and the like button created a powerful feedback loop that cemented Facebook's dominance for the next decade. The age of the social graph, mapped and quantified, had truly arrived. But while we were all busy liking and commenting on text updates and photo albums, another shift was happening, right in our pockets. The iPhone launched in 2007, and with it, the smartphone era began. Suddenly, we all had a high-quality camera and an internet connection with us at all times. This set the stage for the next phase of social media's evolution, the visual and mobile era. In 2010, a new app called Instagram launched. Its premise was beautifully simple. Share photos from your phone, apply a cool filter, and post. That's it. It tapped directly into the power of the smartphone camera and our innate desire to share our experiences visually. Instagram wasn't about long text updates or complicated profiles. It was about capturing a moment. The square format and vintage-inspired filters gave everyday photos an artistic, curated feel. It made our lives look more interesting, more beautiful. It was mobile first, visual first, and incredibly addictive. Facebook saw the threat and the opportunity, acquiring Instagram for $1 billion in 2012, a move that seemed shocking at the time but proved to be one of the smartest acquisitions in tech history. While Instagram was about creating a beautiful, permanent gallery of your life, another app took a completely opposite approach. Snapchat, which launched in 2011, introduced the world to ephemeral content. The idea of sending a photo or video that would disappear after being viewed was revolutionary. It lowered the stakes for sharing. You didn't have to post a perfect, curated moment. You could share a silly, goofy, or mundane one, knowing it wouldn't last forever. This led to a more authentic, in-the-moment style of communication. Snapchat also pioneered features that are now standard, like stories, a collection of posts from the last 24 hours, and augmented reality filters that turned our faces into puppies and rainbows. The shift was clear. Social media was no longer just something you did on your computer. It was a constant, visual, and increasingly fleeting stream of content consumed on the go. The engine driving this whole experience, from Facebook's news feed to Instagram's Explore page, was the algorithm. Initially, feeds were mostly chronological. But as the volume of content exploded, platforms needed a way to decide what to show you. They started using complex algorithms to personalize your feed, showing you what they thought you'd find most engaging based on your past behavior, your likes, comments, shares, and even how long you lingered on a post. This was a pivotal change. Your feed was no longer just what your friends posted, but what a machine thought you wanted to see. This set the stage for the next, and current, great disruption. In 2016, a Chinese app called Douyin launched, and its international version, TikTok, was released a year later. TikTok represented a fundamental paradigm shift. Previous social networks were built on a social graph. You followed people you knew. TikTok was built on a content graph. It didn't really care who you followed. Its algorithm was so powerful at figuring out your interests that it could serve you a never-ending stream of hyper-relevant, short-form videos from creators you'd never heard of. The For You page became the main event. It was a feed based purely on your interests, not your social connections. This focus on discovery, combined with powerful and easy-to-use video editing tools, created an explosion of creativity. Trends, dances, and memes could now go globally viral in a matter of hours. The success of TikTok was so immense that it forced every other platform to adapt. Instagram launched Reels, YouTube launched Shorts, and even Facebook pivoted towards short-form video. We had officially entered the algorithm and short-form age. The feed was no longer about your friends. It was about your interests. So, where are we heading now? The current trend is all about the deepening integration of artificial intelligence. We are seeing AI not just recommending content, but helping to create it. AI-powered filters, generative art tools, and even AI chatbots that act as companions are becoming more common. The line between human-created and machine-assisted content is blurring. Platforms are becoming less about connecting with friends and more like personalized entertainment channels, curated by an AI that knows you better than you know yourself. The future of social connection might look very different. Will we move towards more decentralized platforms? Will we spend more time in immersive virtual worlds, the so-called metaverse? Or will we see a pushback, a desire for smaller, more private communities away from the giant, algorithm-driven machines? One thing is certain. The story of social media is far from over. It's a story that we are all writing together, with every post, every like, and every scroll. It's been a wild ride from those early bulletin boards to the AI-powered feeds of today, and the next chapter is just beginning. Thanks for watching this journey through time with me. It's fascinating to see how much has changed, isn't it? If you enjoyed this video, Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the technology that shapes our world. Let me know in the comments what your very first social media experience was. I'd love to hear your stories. See you in the next one.